All right, so The Good Nurse, which is now on Netflix. And I have to say right off the bat, I always laugh when I see a title with the word or the words "the good" in front, just because now we've had like everything you can imagine. The good nurse, the good doctor, the good house, the good wife, the good fight. I don't know, the good everything, the good place. Like everything's the good. So I'm just like, okay, what's going to be the next The Good Whatever? That would be a great title, The Good Whatever. Anyway, back to this. So I was very intrigued when I saw this trailer. I actually did not know about this story. I didn't even know that it was a true story. When I saw the trailer just kind of like unfolding, I thought this was just going to be like a real fun mystery thriller until it had, given us that credit that it's based on a true story. And anytime something is based on a true story, I'm always curious to look more into it. So just going into the movie, I was like, all right, so clearly something has happened regarding this nurse who people trusted and people confided in, and he was doing a lot of bad things behind the scenes without anyone's knowledge until, of course, the pattern starts to climb, and we start to see that, there is a continuing trace of just insulin being imported into these bags and into people's systems and killing them. So it's a really wild tale. It's a really unfortunate, tragic story. It's very heartbreaking when you actually read more into it and when you learn more about what this man did. Of course, like anything, I always try to understand on a human level why it is that people do the things that they do, especially things like that. Like, what was the intention? What was the purpose? What was the reasoning that you thought you had to, stoop to something like this? It's horrific. It's really, really, it's just really, really sad all around. Jessica Chastain, as usual, does a wonderful job. I love anything that she's in, and I think she carried this part very wonderfully as a mother, a single mother, a nurse, someone who has a heart issue, who's in need of a heart transplant, and is trying to come to this coworker's aid. She's trying to, be there for him in the beginning, because once people start to, become suspicious and speculate and want to know what's going on, she would never in a million years think that he had any involvement, because he comes off as such a wonderful person. And not to say that, all the wrongdoing aside, that he genuinely is this nice person to people, but clearly he has some other motives, and for what reason. So when she's trying to back him up and support him, it becomes very clear that there is more to it than she thought, that she thought. And so having to watch her basically this friendship that she was building with this man, who was actually very helpful to her in her health condition as she was trying to, reach a year in order to get health insurance. He was being very careful with her and helping her along the way so she can keep her job. He was, she confided in him. So having all this trust in this relationship building was really hard for her to just let go, because she couldn't see that he would be this person, but he was. And so it was really sad, and I liked seeing Jessica Chastain really carry that. If we were in that position, how we watched somebody who we really, really loved this person for who they were until you found out something even darker about them. It's like, how do you continue looking at them as a person and a human being, knowing what you already know about them, but now seeing the truth and things that they're doing that are horrible. And then Eddie Redmayne, I don't even know where to begin. I think he is such a phenomenal actor. I think he's one of the best working actors today. And very much like how I viewed him in The Danish Girl, I thought he had a very similar just presence. Not, again, in terms of his mannerisms, in terms of the subtle nuances, things that he would do, just the gestures when he's being questioned about this. And his hands would do something like this. And it's just all the expressions that he's giving us, the way he exhibits and demonstrates this behavior. It's almost like a masterclass. I thought Eddie Redmayne did a terrific job, because he has to not only step into the shoes of somebody who really is empathic, at least what we believe, until he has this other side of him that we just don't understand why. And, maybe to this day, we don't always fully understand why people do these things. We do learn early on that Eddie Redmayne's character, is separated. He has 2 children. He doesn't get to see them. So there's a lot of, things that come with his background and his history that might factor into this, but there has to be so much more that we just don't get to really explore. However, Eddie Redmayne, like I said, just does a phenomenal job, just really carrying this role, and just subtly, just never really has to speak, and just what he can do with his emotions and his face. Oh, it is spectacular. So I really enjoyed The Good Nurse. I thought it had a lot of entertainment value. Of course, because this is a true story, it's very heartbreaking, like I said, and to the family members that may be watching, it may be a lot harder for them to witness. But in terms of an acting standpoint, I thought both Jessica and Eddie did a terrific job playing off one each other. Their chemistry was great. Their performances were top notch. And I really think this is a movie that you should check out. So I enjoyed The Good Nurse. It is on Netflix. Let me know what you think if you've seen it.